Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And today for your Sunday, it's a Sunday series, best of 5 between Taeja and MaNA. Here on Triton the Ladder Edition for game number 1. This is from Home Story Cup 2019 from November. It's going to be a PvT best of 5. I'm really excited to cast this. Two very popular players. I love them so very much. And let's get right on into it here. The Red Terran player Taeja, representing Team Liquid, is in the top left, and in the bottom right, it is the Blue Protoss player MaNA, also representing Team Liquid. So two players who have been around for a very long time. Taeja, an excellent Korean Terran player. MaNA, on the other hand, has been the best Polish player. Maybe not currently, but the best Polish player over the course of, I want to say, the last 20 years. He's been so good in both Brood War and in StarCraft 2, and still qualifying for these incredible events, and playing and performing well. And I just don't have anything else to say here about MaNA other than you know him and you love him. He's a great player, a great dude, and I expect him to give Taeja everything he can handle here. Taeja recently has returned to the scene. He's not quite the same terrifying Taeja that we saw back in, Wings of Liberty or Heart of the Swarm. But regardless, let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on. Anything crazy? Nah, one gate expand, one Rax expand. Probably a Reaper made from Taeja. Reapers? Boy. Actually, no. I was just going to go on a big rant about how Reapers aren't necessarily all that good against Protoss. Just because all they are is scouting machines. It's really hard for them to get any probe kills at all. Just because there's going to be a Stalker out. Just because there's going to be an Adept out by the time they show up. So smartly going with the SCV Scout at this stage, which actually shows up faster than the Reaper would anyway. Can get the Scout off, the same Scout that the Reaper would. Isn't going to kill any probes, but again, the Reaper probably isn't anyway either. And then here you go. So, yep, one gate expand, both gases are up, second pylon coming up inside the main base, don't have to worry about proxies of any kind, and that's it. Now we're going to try to kill a probe. Unsuccessfully do it. Actually just tried to maybe steal some minerals there, and did successfully steal some minerals from this base, which is hilarious. Factory on the way from Taeja, expansion coming up inside that natural base, second gas coming down now, and it looks like we're just going to go for some pretty standard bio stuff if I had to guess. Looks like maybe a Marine drop. That's the number of Marines we're getting here. Yeah, so 2 out, 2 more in production immediately. Factory just about done. If we see a starport fast, that'll be a 1-on-1 build. I'm probably going to go for some medevac drops. Possibly could be a Widow Mine drop too, depending on what this factory does otherwise. So we'll keep an eye on that. Try to figure out what's going on in Taeja's mind right here in game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you guys clicking on my Sunday series, especially. I have a lot of fun casting them. Solo casting an entire best of 5 is a lot of work. Hey, look! Oh, he had a Widow Mine for a second, and then decided to go for Hellions instead. So this could also just be a Hellion drop inside the main, which is fairly popular. You drop the Hellions up here somewhere, run them into the mineral line, roast up some probes, try to roast up some probes anyway. You can get a lot done, actually, in that situation. Coming in the front door is generally not advised. But anyway, bro, these Marines seriously pushing out? Guys, yeah, they're heading home. 4 Marines with no upgrades at all are not going to accomplish very much here against these 2 Stalkers and an Adept. So very smartly got out of there. A lot of add-on switching here from Taeja. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. And it's going to be Cloak Banshee. Oh, Cloak Banshee here. Where does Hellions go? Here they are. Here are the Hellions. They have any kills or anything? I saw they stopped. They must have killed something. Probe? Oh. There was a probe over there? What on earth for? I don't know. Dead now, though. So the Hellions are running around trying to hold map control, trying to make sure there's nothing sneaky going on from MaNA out there. We got Robotics Facility and a Gateway. Blink just about done. Bleak Openers versus Terran are exceptionally good. They're actually not that bad against Zerg either. We don't see them as much anymore. Remember dying to a lot of those back in Heart of the Swarm. It's just like, Roaches weren't good against it. Hydras were good against it, but Hydras weren't as good as they are today, so it was a rough go. Rough go for old Falcon back in the Heart of the Swarm days, 1v1 laddering. Anyway, it's going to be the Banshee. It's going to be the Agent of Death for Taeja early here in game number 1. We'll see what he can accomplish. Robotics Facility out. This is probably going to be an Observer first. It's just the priority for Protoss is have that vision. Yeah, have that vision while cloaked. Observer, one of the best units in the game. Like, definitely an S tier. If I was to make a tier list of units in StarCraft, it'd be Observer. It'd be in there. It'd be in that S tier. What else would be in there? Probably Queens. Queens are disgustingly good. Probably the Infestor prior to the current nerf. Immortals. Immortals would definitely be in there too. I guess I would say Marines for Terran. Marine just such a stupidly good unit. Pound for pound. Anyways, the Cloak Banshee does get 4 probe kills, which is, I'm going to give that an A rating, honestly. Against somebody as good as MaNA is, that's probably as much as you can expect with the Cloak Banshee. Still no shield battery up. It's going to be Colossus play. So Observer into Colossus for MaNA, which can do really well against the Terran. If the Terran goes a little bit too heavy on Marines, not enough tanks, not enough Marauders, not enough Vikings, and these Colossus will do a lot of work here. So Extended Thermal Lance getting started. Never forget Extended Thermal Lance. Protoss players, if you're making Colossus and you don't get Extended Thermal Lance, you're doing it wrong. Third base coming in for MaNA. Traditional third base location. Marine production continuing to double pump here. Going for Stim, going for a Marauder, and I love the Raven play. Ravens can be used to interference matrix on the Colossus so they can't fire anymore, which is really great. Even just for a few seconds, it could be enough to turn the tide in a battle. So make some Ravens, everybody, if you're playing against someone who is going Colossus. Honestly, pretty good against Immortals too. Just any big ticket items getting interference matrixed with is a bad thing for them and a good thing for you. Charge on the way, and again, it's not really charge anymore just because it doesn't do the 8 damage on the charge contact. It's still fast, and it still has the charge animation. Oh, Banshee. Overextended a little bit there. Observer was coming in to cause some damage, but guess what's here? Raven. You have to get out. Raven detects you. Ba-boom. Checkmate. Third base down for Taeja. A little bit after MaNA's here, but it's actually complete, so never mind. He's ahead. MaNA's third is still not quite warped in all the way. Fair enough. Blink Stalkers are going to try to do something against a Tank Marine Marauder play. Nope. Might be able to blink on top of the tank and kill it if it was a little less protected. This one, however, not a bad target for a blink in, take down, and get out. Meanwhile, is that another Banshee? Wait, is that the same Banshee? Oh, that's the same Banshee. That was a different Banshee that died up there. Cool. Well, nicely done. 4 more probe kills down. I mean, that was an 8-kill Banshee when all was said and done there. Pretty good stuff from Taeja. Trying to slow down the macro machine. That is MaNA here. So Stalkers, Adepts, Colossus, marching on up, trying to see what they can do. And this Colossus is pretty much the game changers. 2 Colossus game changers, actually. And Taeja's like, nope. We are not. Ah, the Raven gets killed. This army gets caught out, hacked mercilessly to death here by the Zealots. That was a good win. That was a good win for MaNA. He's down in overall supply, but here we go. Going for it anyway, man. Colossus trying to make this thing happen. Oh, nice juggling with the War Prism on the Colossus there. Tank getting focused down by the Stalkers. Bam. Tank down. All the tanks down. Army supply 28 to 40 right now. Colossus doing terrible damage. 7 kills each on those boys. And I think this might be GG for game number 1. And that is it. Bam, MaNA ends up taking game number 1 there in 8 minutes and 8 seconds. Well played. Fantastic timing attack there. Extended Thermal Lance is done. Let's go. Let's use our Blink Stalkers. Let's use Charge on our Zealots. Let's see what we can get done. Yes, we absolutely did end up losing, again, 10 probes. But there is a window for us to get some stuff accomplished here. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, if it was a different situation, if Taeja had a couple more tanks, maybe if the Raven was alive and Interference Matrix was tossed down on one of those Colossus, it would have been a different battle. But Raven gone, only a couple tanks here. And MaNA felt comfortable enough to move in and murder. And murder he did. So game 1 going to the Protoss player here. We'll see if Taeja can come back and even this thing up in game number 2. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the units lost. If you want to see that, hit that pause button. But we'll be back for game number 2 right now. Game 2, Thunderbird. MaNA top left, Taeja bottom right. Spawn locations have switched, but they're still going to play StarCraft 2. Is your mind blown? Mine isn't. Alright, so more PvT here. And I'm wondering if we're going to see a proxy in this series at all. This game, we're not going to see it because SUVs would already be going across the map at this point, but proxy barracks can be pretty good against Protoss, as a special showed us against, I want to say, was it Stats or maybe it was Zest? There was a special versus a Protoss series that I cast a while ago that, man, special had some guts in him. Oh, it was Neeb. It was special versus Neeb, and special did that. So, whew, pretty good stuff, and actually accomplished a win with it too. Spoiler alert from something that happened like 9 months ago, I guess. Anyway, have you heard about the Falcon Paladin store? It's at the easy-to-remember URL of falconpaladin.store. We've got Christmas shipping available. If you want to come in and get a shirt specific to your race in StarCraft, you want to get some Falcon Paladin merch, you want to get pillows or hats, there's a very interesting sterling silver bracelet available for reasons unknown on there as well. But check it out, falconpaladin.store. And get all of your holiday shopping done there. Alright, so what are we looking at? MaNA, going for the Nexus, going for the Gateway, Expand, nothing crazy. SCV scouting, which means, oh, it is a Reaper actually. So Reaper name is the Colonel, a cavalry army officer who believes the new Wild West of outer space can be tamed like an animal. Oh, cavalry. He was court-martialed for wasting a huge amount of time and soldiers chasing down a single horse. He was then sent to the Reaper program, unsure if anyone watching this had ever seen Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, to even get this reference. I have not seen Spirit. I'm familiar with it, though. But, nope. Haven't seen it. I'm sure somebody in the comments has. So this is the Colonel moving out. This is an SCV scout, almost like it's a TVZ, man. Almost like you want to see the timing on the hatch, but as it stands, it doesn't really matter at this stage, right? You're coming in. There's going to be an adept anyway. The timing doesn't really make a difference if it was like a gateway before or like a 2-gate or anything. There's nothing that could be changed with the SCV scout, so I don't know what it was. Maybe Terran fans can explain to me why you would SCV scout before sending a Reaper over, because I can't think of a reason why it makes any sense at all. But can't question Taeja too much. He's accomplished way too much in his career. Twilight Council coming in. That was already scouted by the SCV, though. So, again, no new information, but did end up getting a probe. Okay, so maybe this was a fake out, right? Maybe this was a 2 probes go down. I'm SCV scouting, so I'm not bringing a Reaper across. Reaper down, by the way. Maybe that's what it was, right? SCV here. Don't worry about a Reaper. Just send your Adept across the map. Nope, surprise. But then you're in trouble because the Adept comes across the map and there's nothing to stop her. So this is a very strange opening. A very strange opening to this match. SCV down. Another SCV probably down. I mean, what? Get in there? I guess there's a Hellion now and 3 Marines. That's a little bit scarier. Going for the shade. No, Ghost can't go through buildings. What are you asking about? It is a little weird that shades can go through people and units, but not buildings. Like, are you a ghost or not? Again, balance purpose is a big deal here. Stalker fighting on in Adept, trying to get extra shots off. I think the Stalker is going to get at least the Hellion. Yeah, and escapes with his life. Well played. Well played, well played. Another Stalker coming in here as well. Blink on the way. Really pretty much the same opening here in game number 2 as we saw in game number 1. Widowmine, perfect. Perfect Widowmine. Takes the full health Stalker out of the equation right now. And gets away with its life. That was exceptionally well placed by Taeja. Just a brilliant, brilliant Gosu play out of my guy here. Alright, gateway, blink. Nothing too crazy happening back in Protosville. Oh, a proxy gateway's over here, though. When did this happen? I'm not sure when that happened. Blue, man. It's blue on a blue background. Either way, just now coming in. Not done yet. We'll allow for some warp-ins. This feels very... Well, I was going to say very Blinkstalker all-any, but the third base is coming up. But on the other hand, it's Thunderbird. And everybody gets a third base on Thunderbird because it is so safe to do so. You just have to defend this one ramp. And your third base is totally fine. Sure, you have to worry about people bringing over workers and mining through these minerals to attack you, but that doesn't happen very much. It really doesn't. I can remember maybe on one hand the number of times that's actually happened. Widowmine drop, getting 2 probes. And Widowmine dead. Did any of them escape? No. So, I mean, 2 probes for 2 Widowmines, not a great trade. Not a fantastic trade anyway, but so far, so good out of MaNA. Defending pretty effectively. Both players really even in all aspects of the game right now. Taeja's army is a little bit bigger, but it's over here on this side of the map, which means it can't accomplish very much. Except for defense, which is nice, but you try to kill your opponent, not defend against your opponent. Although, I guess tell that to Zergs, right? Tell that to the Zergs. +1 attack on the way. Feels like more of a bio play here. Again, it was bio with a couple tanks in game number 1 from Taeja. It's got his Raven. Let's try to keep that alive this time if you can. Stalker's recognizing, okay, there's nothing down here. Oh, he's trying to see if medevacs are coming fast. He can destroy them. This is what the positioning is. Medevac check-in. Oh, this medevac's coming this way, too. 1-1 on the way for MaNA. that's a lot of gateways we're suddenly tossing up. Observer out of the robotics facility. And medevac. You going to make it home, medevac? You have a boost available. Yeah, so there's your boost. Ooh, the juke wasn't very good. But very smartly taking the southern route, so you could make it home. If you were just kind of lazy and came through this way, medevac would have been dead. Anyway, third base done for MaNA. No sign of a third base here from Taeja. I mean, at least not on the ground. He does have one building inside of his main, which, again, the timing's going to work out. MaNA's third base a little bit faster than the last game. He doesn't have to worry about Banshees, though. Is this great scan, though? Sees the Templar Archives, sees all of the gateways here. Says a largely gateway army is coming my way. Immortal production has begun for MaNA, too. Storm's going to be really good against this really small, just a lot of damage output, but kind of a flimsy composition from Taeja here. Marines, Marauders, Widowmines, all of them will get stormed into oblivion if there are a good number of High Templar here. Trying to just blink, stalk, or harass this army from getting across the map, because it's pretty scary right now. It's 58 to 34 army supply. Stalkers trying to blink away as best they can. Maybe some shield batteries would be good up here. Warping in the High Templar. Maybe Archoning. I guess one High Templar is all we've got. Not enough energy for a storm yet, but depending on how much delay we see on this army push, might have enough for at least one storm when they arrive. He's keeping the, there you go, High Templar inside the Warp Prism for safety concerns. Third base landed for Taeja behind this. He's putting the pressure on, but he's also macroing behind it, as all great players do. MaNA's still probing up, mind you. He's like, we're good. We'll just keep probing up all the time. Zealot says, where's the army? Here it is! Blah, blah, and he's dead. All right, man. I think that one High Templar probably has enough for a storm at this point. That's what it is. There's your storm! Ooh. It was okay. Oh, no, he tossed down. Wait, did he feed back? Either way, coming on in with the charge lots. And the Stalkers and the Immortal. More Zealots coming in. It doesn't seem like it's enough, though. There's the feedback on that medevac, too. I think Taeja is in a really good position here. He's dancing. Oh, High Templar down. What a snipe. What a target fire there. The Zealots coming in. The charge doesn't do anything, though. And as a result, in defense situations, charge lots are not as good as they used to be. Much better in getting across the map and chasing units down. Really bad at defending like this compared to what they used to be there. Widowmine's getting some decent shots off, also going down. Taeja very cost efficiently taking down Protoss units, not losing much of his own. It's 57 to 27 army supply. Taeja taking a bit of a break here, perhaps healing up. Yeah, healing up, waiting for additional units to come across the map here as well. There is no splash damage for MaNA. He doesn't have any ability. I mean, he could make a couple High Templar here, but he'd have to wait too long, I think, for Storm. Did he find this? He found this. There are a bunch of Zealots finally coming in from this proxy gateway, but I think they're all dead, and their gateway is definitely toast. Oh, it's a recall. Nice. Gets him on out of there. Nice recall. MaNA decides he's going to be the aggressor here. Maybe kind of positioning himself to do so. Robotics facility on the way. Are we going to see some more Colossus? They were really good in the previous game. Taeja taking the opportunity to throw down a fourth base, which the Observer has a good idea is coming up. He knows. He knows it's coming up. The Observer got burned out of the sky, but the information is there regardless. 5,400 resources lost for MaNA, 3,200 for Taeja. Again, just really cost-efficient stuff here. The Zealot's not really cutting it. Not in the situation. Oh, Sentry down. Immortal down. Oh my gosh. Fourth base from MaNA. Nope, that's a cancel. That's a dead probe. Army out of position a little bit. Actually, did they recall? Either way, there's a little bit home here. Zealots are going for the counterattack. Nice feedbacks on the medevacs as best as he can. Nice split against the Widowmine's friendly fire. Widowmine hit, though. That's brutal for Taeja. That's 10 men. 83 to 38 army supply. He's kiting back as best he can. I'm not even sure if the Zealots accomplished anything on the other side of the map. I can't see them doing anything now. And that's your good game. Taeja does end up taking game number 2 there in about 10 minutes himself. Fantastic. Fantastic micro, really, more than anything else in this game. He had the advantage in army supply, yes, but he microed well enough, kited the Zealots away, dealt with Stalkers as necessary, burned down so many Immortals here, too. Okay, just the one, but 3 High Templar. His Raven obviously got taken out there as well, but I mean, 9,000 to 4,000 resources lost. MaNA just got absolutely, in battles, taken down there. That's exactly what happened. I'm not sure what the Zealots even did back here. Oh, should we guess these? Widow Mines maybe did some work. So here they are. Oh, is that all they did? They just destroyed Taeja's 4th? And then they headed on up, and I guess maybe they thought about coming back to try to help with this, but then darted, it didn't really matter. Okay. Regardless. Haha, not a word. Regardless of what the Zealots did, MaNA ends up falling. Taeja takes game number 2. We're looking at a pretty darn good series here, guys. So stick with it. We'll be back in just a second. It's Disco Bloodbath. Boy, I love this map. It's just pretty, right? Love the disco floor. Love the Ewoks. Love the wide open third base choices. But, you know, that's a Zerg position, so I don't expect anybody to agree with it. Bottom right-hand corner, he has won one game in this best of 5. It is MaNA. And in the top left, same story. 1-1 game. It is Liquid Taeja. Yeah, 1-1 game is kind of fun to say. It's like 1-1. Ah, 1-1 the Giant from Game of Thrones. Good golly. What a waste of a Giant he was. Last of his kind, effectively. Really good in battle. And they go up to fight against Ramsay Bolton's forces, and what does he do? He's like punching dudes. He doesn't have like a club or, you know, didn't rip a tree out of the ground and use it to kill people. He's just like hitting dudes, picking them up one by one. Jon Snow, not a great military commander. Let's just say that. He's just not. Might be a really good one-on-one swordsman in most situations, but like military command, not his forte, Jon Snow. He really does know nothing. Okay, any proxies? No, definitely not. Probe scouting around, checking for proxies though. Really worried that Taeja's gonna toss one out now. But nope, don't have to worry about it, my guy. Don't have to worry about it at all, MaNA. I tell you, MaNA, one of the more popular players, again, in StarCraft, both in Brood War and in StarCraft 2. If I cast a MaNA game, I get a bit of a view bump. I want to say it's something like a 10 to 20% view bump on something based on the average that I get on my views. So, people like this guy. I do too. I can understand it. So, 1 gate expand. 1 Rax expand. Reaper on the way. Sam Porter Bridges. Bridges is a delivery man living with a baby on his stomach in an apocalyptic wasteland. Specifically the parts of the Dominion's capital city that can't be seen from the Emperor's windows. While carrying a heavy delivery for the Emperor himself, Bridges somehow fell over while walking on a perfectly flat piece of pavement because he forgot to upgrade his balance skills. For destroying the Emperor's hand-prized Happy Days mug collection, Bridges was sent to the Reaper program. He is now upgraded from a walking simulator to a flying simulator. I mean, it's not flying, it's hovering really, but it's close enough, I suppose. Who am I to take away the joy from somebody wearing a jetpack? Again, the SCV comes in. Is MaNA fooled by this? Is MaNA going to keep the Adept at home? I guess the Reaper is close enough behind that it doesn't really matter. So this time the Adept is home, and this time the Reaper's going to have a hard time really accomplishing much. I mean, Reaper knows that. Just kind of nopes on out, takes a shot. Combat drugs will heal that up. No problemo, though. La 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 la. Factory gonna finish. Adept trying to juke back in. Nope, but there's a Stalker there now. This is what I'm talking about. This is traditionally how it works for Reapers. Look at that hop-up spot, just negated. Nope, sorry. This is why I built my stuff here. People laughed, but haha! Who's laughing now? Adept pushing across. Pretty scary against 1 Marine. That's why he's going back inside the house. 2 Marines, though. Not as scary. Oh, that poor Marine. Oh, hang on. You're going to finish the transfer. Okay. And I guess getting out would have been fairly difficult. Who knows? Adept is just really sharking around, trying to be annoying, trying to be scary. Trying to keep Taeja at home for the most part here. It's going to be Phoenix play out of MaNA. And by that I mean there are 2 Phoenix in production, which you don't see against Terran unless you're going to have like 8 or 9. So let's keep that rolling. Any kind of a scout on this from Taeja? No, Taeja does not know the Stargate exists. Stargate opening is real, ladies and gentlemen, but Taeja in the dark here. So Widowmine's on the way, Medevac's on the way, going to be Widowmine drops, as is tradition. Here, robotics facility coming in from MaNA, going to make those observers, going to make those immortals, going to make those colossus, maybe disruptors. Robotics facility, fantastic. Really, really just great building for Protoss. Never skip it. Always be making it, unless you're doing some crazy like 5-gate or something. Which, hey, why not? Oh no, Sam Porter Bridges. You can't hold still versus a Stalker. Okay, he gone. He gone. Unit awareness, not so great for Taeja there, but he's got his Widowmine drop. He's going to make up for it on the other side. See what I'm talking about with this Phoenix count? Yeah, we didn't stop at 2. There's no reason to stop at 2 against Terran. You're going to want more than that to deal with this evil, annoying medevac stuff. Now 4, oh, this is a lift and kill. This is a lift and kill galore here. Medevac stays alive, but lifting all of the Widow Mines. Absolutely shut down that attempt. Shut it down hardcore. Birding out of here, though. Medevac trying to escape, ran out of burnout. Hiding in this corner might actually work out for her, though. But no, it did not. She gone. Engineering base coming on in. Did you scout? Oh yeah, you know. Like, did you scout the Stargate, Taeja? Derp. There are Phoenix around, so of course he knows. I mean, doesn't really matter, right? He sees it though. He's seeing it. He's making Marines to deal with the Phoenix just because Marines burn them out of the sky if you have a certain number of them. Again, if there are 2 or 3 Marines, they will all die to these Phoenix. He's really worried about Widow Mines, isn't he? And Marines especially. So lift and kill, harass. Lift and kill, harass. Lift and kill, don't die to the Marines. Get out of there. So third base from MaNA, just about done here. Again, if we understand correctly, Taeja's third. It's not actually under construction, so this feels like more of a 2-base push, which MaNA, I think, just recognized. Maybe he's known it for a while. He's a lot better at this than I am. Extended Thermal Lance on the way. Colossus coming up here, too. And still no third base. Like, I'm looking for it. Taeja's gone for a third base in the first 2 games. Pretty quickly. Oh, Widow Mine's down. Phoenix count still 5. So, I mean, this is problematic. Missile turret, pretty darn good at anti-air. There's your third base under construction on site here from Taeja. In a place where the Phoenix aren't flying around annoyingly. Oh, medevacs, though. He doesn't lose one of his medevacs, but is very injured. Very easily killed here in the next battle to come. 2 Widow Mines coming out, getting killed. This is disgusting. This is, we're looking at, I mean, an auto turret harassing third base, yeah, but it's 1,000 to 200 resources lost. Taeja looking to rectify that with a really big, scary push over this way. Another auto turret attack at the third. You're actually getting a couple more probes here. Jeez, that's 7 total probes down to that Raven. Here's the attack. 1 Colossus isn't enough. Force fields are going to have to be key here. Keeping this third base alive is massive. And again, just the way Colossus absolutely tear through those Marines. So good. MaNA just had barely enough to hang on here. Phoenix trying to do stuff, but the Marines chase them away with their scary guns. Medevacs having to boost to get out of there so they don't die. Widow Mine's getting burned out. Accomplishing. Ooh, they got a hit off, though. Okay, that counts for something for Taeja. But, man, this control for MaNA is disgustingly good. Nice snipe there, though. Oh, no, you're Medevacs. Why would you do this? Ah! Medevac down. Oh. Suddenly, very scary. Army supply 59 to 48 in favor of the Protoss player. Okay, that was really scary for a minute there, and it's still really scary, actually. Marines unloading. Again, the medevacs are extremely low on HP. Third base literally has nothing defending it right now. MaNA recognizes if your army's over there, I guess you have produced a bit of one over this way, too. Your upgrade to an orbital command. That's not going to survive. Nice pickup, though, saving the SCVs alive. Trying to get them out of there. Unless the Stalkers take them out first, which would be problematic, but I think MaNA's going to be a little bit more circumspect than that. He's getting a bit of an accidental surround here. No, Taeja, bad pathing. Bad pathing makes him lose a couple Marines right there. Army supply 67 to 69. Nice flank attack, though. The force fields kind of trying to keep him away from the left side. Vikings in here stabbing away at the Colossus. Immortals on the ground trying to deal with the Marauders. And one more shot. Colossus dies, but the Vikings are all out. 59 to 29 army supply. What a killer engagement there from MaNA. So much effort was on trying to take out the Colossus that the rest of the army died fairly quickly. There's a ton of Stalkers remaining here. There is an Immortal. Third base in a ton of trouble. Pulling the boys in a defensive situation to try to save the day here. It is not going to be enough, and there's your good game. MaNA ends up taking it the 2-1 lead here against Taeja in about 9 minutes. So we've had 3 10-minute games in a row. How strange is that? Very, very strange how almost uniform these have been. It's come down to one big engagement around the 9 or 10-minute mark, and one player has won and one player has lost. And it's kind of even either-or here, right? It was MaNA, Taeja, then MaNA. Back and forth we go. Colossus with 12 kills, really carrying it here today. Immortals got 8, not too shabby either, my guy. And yeah, I mean, what just came down to was the early damage done by MaNA in this game was too much for Taeja to overcome. So much dead stuff, really getting slowed down immensely there. And then making some Vikings to deal with the Colossus, yes, but didn't have enough on the ground to handle the rest of what MaNA was going for. MaNA's got a 4th base coming in here too. So GG there. Let's move in. I mean, we're looking at a pretty darn good series here. I would not be shocked if Taeja could win the next game, but it's a very dicey situation for him. You don't want to be down 2-1 in a best of 5. Can he rise to the occasion? We'll be right back. World of Sleepers. It's going to be Taeja, bottom left. MaNA, top right. We're going to see anything different this game? It's kind of been kind of samey for the first 3 games, right? No proxies. Well, a proxy gateway that didn't really factor into the game, but I don't know. I guess MaNA went Phoenix last game, which hadn't been done before, so maybe it's not as samey as I think. Anyway, Falcon Paladin Hour, you guys. It's a weekly podcast with myself and Samacron and Ozzy. We talk about StarCraft. We talk about nerdy stuff like TV shows and anime and movies. And I was going to say books, but haven't really done books recently. But come check it out. Come listen to our takes on things like Watchmen, on The Mandalorian. Mando! They all hate you, Mando! Is that a spoiler? I don't know if that's a spoiler. Does it count? Anyways. Yeah, come listen to hot takes on stuff like that. It'll be a great time, I promise. And it's free. All you have to do is search Falcon Paladin on your podcast app on your phone. You can also find it by searching on your browser, Falcon Paladin Hour. It's out there too on different sites like Pod Center and Apple iTunes, and what's another one? FM Player has us as well. So, I mean, podcasts are everywhere, y'all. You can find it pretty easily. MaNA, 1 gate expand. What else do you do with your life if you're a Protoss player? Honestly, there's nothing else that makes any sense. Taeja going for the Reaper. Reaper's name is CinemaSins. Emperor Manx was watching a video on his favorite movie, Space Jam. The video indicated that not only was the film not perfect in every way, but it had committed dozens of unforgivable cinema sins. The channel creator was sent to the Reaper program, declaring a caster sin every time Falcon Paladin gets a unit name wrong. Well, guy in a Reaper suit gonna critique my casting, will he? Well, he'll die soon enough. I don't have to worry too much about it. SCV comes in. Reaper gonna finish, and there he goes. CinemaSins guy. I think his name's Jeremy. Anyway, Adept coming in to deal with that. There is a Proxy Pylon down here. Loving that from MaNA. Come on, Proxy Oracle. Yeah. Proxy Oracle could come in and do some real damage. Expansion, factory, SCV comes out of here. Reaper comes on in. Adept decides that she's not done building yet, so she can't do anything yet. And there she is. Reaper kind of trying to sneak around the outside here, but oh, did he catch a glimpse? MaNA must have caught a glimpse of that Reaper, and that was about it. So, can he get a probe count? Chibbit. Oh no, bad moves! Oh, those are bad moves. Alright, CinemaSins guy is out. See what I'm talking about? Doesn't really matter. It's going to be a Proxy Stargate. Proxy Stargate. Proxy Stargate. Bunker coming up, which indicates Taeja is expecting some aggression, and he's not really going to be ready for it all that well. I don't know why. Not sure what he's looking at here, but additional barracks. He's worried about the Adept coming on over. I guess the problem is he doesn't have many Marines yet, or a Hellion or anything, as his factory instead is building a tech lab, probably for a tank. Oh, a Cyclone. Cyclone opening is interesting. Okay, well, Bunker says, stay out of our house. And Oracle is going to finish on up here. We do have an Oracle name for y'all. Oracle's name is Mr. House. The ruler of the bombed-out remains of New Vegas, Mr. House, planned to bring humanity out of a world covered in fallout to the safety of peace. After gaining the materials necessary for his journey, Mr. House put his barely alive corpse and the computers necessary to keep him alive into a capsule, launching himself into the final frontier. The Protoss found Mr. House and mistook him for an AI, and now he's an Oracle that consistently yells about the house always winning. Adepts and Oracles doing terrible damage here. SCV count not doing so great here as well. Mule has to get out of there, which is bad. Adept thinking about finishing that transfer up into the main. Never mind, cancels that transfer. And that is a Fallout New Vegas reference. Now, I tried playing New Vegas actually back on my channel when it was very new. Like 2015, I tried doing this. I could not get into New Vegas at all. The combat sucked. Didn't like it very much. The story was fine. It was interesting, but trying to kill dudes was too hard. It was ridiculous is what it was. So I was out. Sorry, Fallout New Vegas fans. Look at all these oracles, though. MaNA investing quite a bit into these oracles. I mean, all it takes is like a couple Vikings to shut them down. Hey, look, a Viking in production. Yeah. Yeah, so 3 oracles and a Phoenix flying around over here. I guess he was pretty happy with what his Phoenix were able to accomplish in game number 3, but this is a little bit different. There's a Viking out, we've got Cyclone, we have Marines. Everything that Taeja's been doing here has been anti-air at this stage. He hasn't made any Marauders at all, 0 tanks. He is making some medevacs to try to help with this, try to help with healing up, and obviously with transportation. But yeah, third base in construction for MaNA. His third base timings have been extremely aggressive and greedy today. So 2 Phoenix and 3 Oracles. Trying to get something done here. This is really strong, actually. I like this. So there's literally one Cyclone here, and he is dead. He is dead. All these workers are going to die too. Oh my gosh. Oracle out. Rather, Cyclone down. SCVs forced to flee to their lives to the natural base. There's nowhere else that is safe for them to go. Taeja just keeps pushing across the map, by the way. He's like, all right, well, this is annoying. Really, really incredibly annoying. There's 1 Marine in that bunker. This is so bad for Taeja, you guys. That said, this attack getting some stuff done. Probes getting melted. Shield battery out of energy really fast. There's a landed Viking in here doing bonus damage versus mechanical. 18 SCVs come down, but 19 probes have been killed here too. Taeja has evened up the score. If he can shut down this third base, he's going to be in a fine position relative to where his opponent is. How much healing can we do here, Medevacs? Come on. Let's heal it up. Oh, the probes, though. The Oracle's coming in. 1 Oracle down. Another Oracle down. Loses the Viking, but all the air stuff is getting murdered here by these Marines. They're so strong. Trying to get in some Zealots and Stalkers to stop this from happening, but 28 probes have died. It's 33 to 26 workers, despite all the damage that MaNA's done on the other side of the map. Taeja has done more. Shield battery effectively out of energy here, so can't help very much against these Marines. That's not a huge number of Marines, but guess who's got reinforcements? Yeah, Taeja does. Got a Marauder in the mix. Now that the air stuff is gone, the Marauder is way more effective. And Taeja continuing to put this pressure on. Oh my gosh, Taeja. I thought for sure all the damage he took on the other side was going to be GG for him, but no! He's alive and he is thriving right now. Sentry is trying to hold against this. Nope! Stopped microing a little bit there. Sentry down, army supply forward at 29, and Taeja somehow, some way, with the counterattack, before he even knew there was an attack coming, I think, has managed to do this. Like, I mean, this is desperate from MaNA, but he doesn't have anything, and there's your GG. Taeja is your winner in 7.5 minutes. It has been some fairly short games here today in Legacy of the Void parlance, but holy crap, what a great game from Taeja there. I was convinced. I was convinced that was it for him. He had to evacuate his main base entirely. He lost like 18 SCVs to that. But then his little tiny Marine Marauder medevac push was just like, we're just going to win. We have enough Marines to handle your Oracles and your Phoenix. We can kill all of your Zealots. There aren't many of those, and the Stalkers are no match for us. And all your probes are going to die, and that's it. What an incredible, incredible just show there from Taeja. Ties it up, moves us into a game number 5. Oh yeah, game number 5. 6,000 resources lost for MaNA and 3,000 for Taeja. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. We have not gotten any of those huge major battles, right? We haven't seen any of those battles with just 18 Colossus and 37 tanks, and okay, that's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. It's been really economical stuff here. Small-scale battles here and there. 17 Marines down. Like, we're not looking at 50 Marines down. Not even close at all here. So game 5 coming at you. We'll see if it's any different from the first 4 as far as length goes, but stick with it. We'll be right back. Game 5 is here on Ephemeron, the latter edition. Top left, Taeja. Bottom right, MaNA. Boy, MaNA is not going to mix this up at all, is he? I guess the proxy Stargate was something of a mix-up last game, but checking for those proxies. Taeja, again, just building that barracks inside the main base. He doesn't believe in the proxy against Protoss, at least. I've seen him do it against Zerg, but hold on. He is building a proxy barracks. What? All right. He's trying to sneak it over here. This probe, though, really intent on trying to find this thing. Who does one proxy barracks and keeps one at home? I know I don't, but Taeja mixing it up here is like, all right, we're safe. We didn't check, you know, the other side for proxies. Why did he not? Why did he think it'd only be on the left side here? Why didn't he check the top? Very strange. Either way, probe builds some stuff. Maybe goes back out for further checking. That'd be nice. Just building more stuff. All right, this feels pretty darn aggressive out of Taeja, going for those Marines. Second barracks is going to finish. What he builds out of that is going to be educational. SCV comes in. Timing kind of makes sense so far, but he's suspicious anyway. And bam, he ends up scouting the proxy. Okay, so he sees the 2 racks opening. He knows what this is. That's a tech lab coming up, so probably Marauders at this stage. At least one Marauder with concussive shell. Try and get stuff done here. He only has the 1 gas, so it's a combination Marine Marauder push. But definitely scouted here. Shield batteries immediately in production back home. Probe does try to scout what's going on back on the other side. Is there an expansion? That will tell me a lot of what I need to know here, but do I get that information? No, I don't get that information, but definitely a couple SCVs on the way. The bunker is done up here. What? He snuck a bunker in here. Looking good. Marauder getting some damage done on that Stalker. Shield battery trying to save the day here. Shield battery hugely important. Oh, gets the SCV. Repairs are not going to be easy here or possible. Can't finish that bunker either. Getting the SCV was massive. Another SCV is coming in. 2 more SCVs are coming in. Can they get murdered? No, the SCVs can pass with their Marines and Marauder buddies helping them out here. Again, shield battery, the big difference maker right now, because those Terran units are not getting healed up at all, with the exception of the Marines, who are hugging each other to the point of trying to keep them alive. Even if MaNA loses the natural, I don't think it's the end of the world, because Taeja doesn't have a natural on the other side of the base, or other side of the map at all. This is a 1-base all-in play out of Taeja. He does not want to go late game versus this Protoss today. Not even a little bit. I don't think any units have died so far other than SCVs. 1 Marauder has gone down from Taeja so far, but he's done a really good job keeping his dudes alive here. He can actually use the shield batteries to heal up the Nexus if necessary. Man, this is so aggressive. An Immortal is out, though. An Immortal is out, and now I think this aggression is over. Oh, no. Marauder down on the left side. Ugh, SCV down. Marines trying to get out of here. Everybody very low on HP, which means the Immortal one-shots everyone almost. And bam, MaNA got the Immortal out, got the shield battery, saved the day. He's on a 2-base economy, whereas Taeja only has 1 base. He just started building a 2nd command center inside of his main. Army supply 12 to 6. And I mean, do you want to try to kill that barracks, or just move across the map and see what you can do to killing your opponent straight up? I don't know, but MaNA held that like a pro, and like the pro that he is. So Taeja behind immensely right now. MaNA has lost 50 probes. 50 resources worth of units, and it was this probe that died right here. Everything else stayed alive the entire time during that aggression. Oh, that's crazy talk. This Immortal, I don't know if he's... Oh, Marine down is so bad. Marine down is so bad. War Prism's showing up. MaNA wants to kill Taeja now. Thank you. Let's not let him get up to a big, scary macro style. Oh, he's going to lift and land. The bunker doesn't matter. You can just lift over here. Look at him just trying to take down that supply depot. No problem. Easy peasy. Exploding it. Well done. Shots coming out of that bunker. There's a tank on the high ground now trying to cause big problems for MaNA. Viking problematic here. Stalkers trying to take him away. Great positioning, making sure you're covered by the tank. This probe's job is to kill that tech lab, which, sure, I guess that's an important job. You don't want additional barracks to come over here and cause you problems. The important thing, though, is that Taeja is way oversaturated in his main base. He might have a comparable worker count to MaNA, but MaNA not oversaturated on either of his nexuses, and that's a major advantage for him. Taeja, what's he doing otherwise, man? Production tab says, oh, tech lab. He's got 2 tanks, a handful of marines. But there are a couple of mortals here. There's a couple of mortals, some sentries, few stalkers. Again, another marine is going to die. That just keeps adding up over here. That's it. 1 probe has been lost for MaNA this entire game. He's killed 6 marines, 3 marauders, a supply depot, and 3 SCVs. It's in craziness. Insane and crazy. Let's go for it, boys. Immortals on the high ground. Trying to focus down these tanks. Getting surrounded by SCVs a little bit, but the tanks are gone. Oh, the tanks are gone, and nothing died again for MaNA. Is that even true? No, he lost a zealot and a couple sentries. He's fine, though, but tank count reset to 0. This feels like Brood War a little bit. This is what you want to do if you're Protoss versus Terran, reset that tank count over and over again, even if you sacrifice units to do it. Because once the tank count gets high enough, it's impossible to do anything. However, Protoss have different options. In StarCraft 2, it's not quite the same story, but keeping tank count low this early is nice regardless. Observer sees what we're dealing with, sees there's a bunker and a bunch of marines and not much else, so let's go for charge, let's go for Templar Archives, let's get a 3rd base up and running, just while Taeja is just now saturating his natural. So, I mean, he's ahead. MaNA is ahead in every possible way right now. Oh, canceling stim. Canceled stim. Oh, no. Oh, War Prism. War Prism is down to like 1 HP. 1 HP Warp Prism. Not dead yet. No, he's not dead yet. No, I'm not dead yet. I think that's, there's a Monty Python in the Quest for the Holy Grail musical. Oh, yeah, Spamalot. And I think that's a song from it. I haven't seen Spamalot, but, I might like to someday. Might be a possibility. Double engineering bay on the way. Taeja feeling a little bit safe to get his upgrades started right now, which is fine. No forges from MaNA, though. Now that I think about it, he really only ever got upgrades in one of the games. In fairness, most of the games were over in about 10 minutes. Actually, all the games were over in 10 minutes or equal. Today, 3rd base done from Taeja, so you know what, man? Taeja was behind, but he's doing all right. That 3rd base timing was nice. He's got 49 workers to 54, 41 to 49 army supply, so he's down a little bit there, but we getting Storm? Is that what we're up to, or is it mostly just Archons here today? Yeah, Taeja's recovered nicely from that failed proxy that, again, failed, did not do anything that it wanted to do there. Nothing died, right? If you proxy and nothing dies, you did not accomplish your goals. Upgrade advantage is going to be a big thing for Taeja here as soon as these guys finish. It will be some time, but it will be nice considering MaNA. Again, I don't think he even has any forges. New forges at all. Pushing on in. Tanks, bunkers, Archons in the front. Immortals trying to focus these tanks down and the bunkers down. Now against all of this bio, Archon's getting some nice damage versus biological here, and that's your good game. MaNA takes the series 3 games to 2 in a very strange series where no games went longer than like 11 minutes. How fun is that? Very interesting. I don't think I've ever cast a series like this before, ever. But it all came down to one large battle at the end of the day there, right? Around 8-9 minutes, one player would win it, and then that'd be it, and one player would lose, and that would be it. So just kind of back and forth here. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the series. I thought it was a lot of fun. Sure, we never got our huge, massive, 6 Colossus versus 17 Marauders and Vikings and Storms all over the place and Liberators in the mix, and didn't get any of that stuff. But just good example of high micro, low macro style attacks today. And it was nice. I enjoyed it. Hope you did too. But end of the day, I think it just came down to Taeja was too far behind. He made a nice job catching back up. He did. But army supply, and especially the type of army we had the Immortals for the tanks, we had Archons for the bio. and it was just well executed. There was even a wall here that Taeja tried to throw up with the bunker, but MaNA just walked through it and called it a day. So good job by him. MaNA fans are happy. Taeja fans, maybe not as happy today, but that's all right. We'll do more Taeja games later on in the future. So regardless, that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and your Sunday series. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.